Well, now you're back in the home of golf. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts and aspirations for your new adventure?
Yeah, well, my business is really twofold. One is the consulting side, and the other is Dryject, which is a machine that injects sand or other amendments into the profile, into the root zone profile. And Dryject is something I was thinking about for 4 or 5 years, even when I was in Moscow, because my friend is quite high up in the company there, and he's always pushed me to say, Ken, take on the Dryject franchise for the UK. It'll be great, and you'll be successful at it. And I was a bit cautious, and I guess it wasn't until my contract finished up in Russia that I started taking it seriously. And the fact that Dryject now can inject wet, damp sand, not just dry sand, it can inject damp sand. And that kind of changed the game for me, especially in the UK. Twofold, the two reasons being that dry sand is 5 times the cost of damp sand. So it kind of limits the affordability to a lot of golf courses.
Yeah.
And also working with dry sand it can be complicated because you need dry conditions overhead, and handling dry sand is not easy. It's like
from your time in Dubai, you'll know all these things.
Yeah. So when I found out it's capable of injecting damp sand, I took it a little bit more seriously. At the same time, I did a lot of market research here. I called up people. And then when I was very close to making a decision, I spent, I took a trip and spent 3 weeks in Ontario, Canada, working with one of the franchise holders in Ontario.
Yeah.
And I just worked with him. I was a laborer, operating the machine, learning the machine, seeing how it was from a contractor standpoint, the good, the bad, all those things. And, when I finished up in Toronto, I felt very comfortable with it. And I said, yeah, I think there's a good market for this. And more importantly, I needed to go there to prove to myself that it's a machine I would be happy with. Because if I didn't think the machine was going to work or do the job that I would be happy with, I wouldn't be able to sell it. I'm not a salesman.
Yeah.
I couldn't go and sell products. But I felt that the machine has really good positive attributes, and I think there definitely is a market here, especially because the game, golf courses now are getting busier. There's more pressure to produce good playing surfaces. And the one thing about the Dryject is you can accomplish the same benefit as a hollow coring and sand top dressing without the disruption and the negative impact to play. So you don't have to remove, you're injecting, and then when you finish, you've still got a great putting surface, and having no negative effect on revenue. Because sometimes when you hollow core during the season, you can lose revenue from guest fees and daily play fees, and this really eliminates that. So I see it as a real positive, and I'm really looking forward to it, and the feedback so far has been really good. So.
And, setting up a consultancy at a time when we're all locked down or in various tiers, you'll need to be there face to face. You'll need to have a look, get your feet in the turf, I would imagine. It's not things you can do over Zoom, I wouldn't have thought.
No, well, I think you'd be surprised. You can do some things over video, but yes, you're absolutely correct. You really have to be on a site to learn the problems. And I think that's one of the things that I wanted to do as a consultant is maybe not just do daily visits, but especially in some of these other countries, Eastern Bloc countries or whatever, spend a week or two with the superintendent and spending the full time with that guy from start of the morning till the end of the day, and see how the operation works. How do they start their day? And because something, it's hard, really hard to learn an operation when you're just there for an 8-hour daily visit. You really need to spend some time on a site to really understand it and learn it. And, so that's something maybe that I would, maybe might be unique to the way how I would see handling consultancy, is spending a little bit more time on sites, and if clubs want to pay for it. So, you know, well, we'll see what happens. You're right, though. It's not easy right now with the economic climate and everything. It's tough.
But it is great to see you back in the home of golf. It's great to see you back in the UK, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more of you out and about, maybe down in my neck of the woods and the Borders. So thank you very much for giving Turf Matters a little bit of your time today. Have a super.
Thank you.
And I hope to catch up with you in person fairly soon, Ken.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.